was finally on his own out at Brigham Young, where Grit once played fullback. He became an All-American, the certain first pick in the draft. Then, Young chose an uncharted course. He took a bold risk and signed with the USFL.
Seemed like such a good deal. He'd never have to worry another day in his life. And if you saw that for your child, you'd say, boy, that's the way to go. And then they started the second season. I mean, it was a nightmare. It was obvious that the LA Express was not going to succeed.
Steve had grown up loving football. And you wake up the next morning and you've given away all your dreams. You know, he didn't know he'd be in the NFL again. That's time for a big depression. All the money in the world couldn't buy back his dream.
Everyone can ride the wave and, you know, take the pictures and put the nice pose on top of your surfboard, you know, but it's when the wave crashes on you, how do you handle that?
The wave crashed in Tampa Bay. Young was banished to Siberia.
There was a blinding snowstorm in white jerseys. You couldn't find anybody to throw to, and the highlights film had Steve, you know, with his face just shoved in the snow and his mask full of snow, and I just cried. It was just a really hard thing to witness.
San Francisco would provide a safe harbor. He'd play for the league's finest team and learn from its greatest quarterback. The only question was, how long would he be cast in Joe Montana's shadow?
Come on, Steve, let's go!
When Young finally got his chance, he won passing titles and an MVP award. But to spoiled Bay Area fans, he was scatter-armed and scatter-brained. Steve Young, they proclaimed, couldn't win the big one.
Then he lost the ball for the second time. Joe Montana would be running in the first place. Montana's still the best, and he always will be.
I look back on those days, find out, first of all, how tough I am. Second, you know, what my integrity level is, where I'm willing to sacrifice. I would be very discouraged if I didn't have those times.
And handed quarterback duties to Steve Young.
Young pumps, fakes, throws long out in front. It's Taylor. He has it. He will go all the way for a touchdown. Young back to throw. In trouble. He's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. Young is exhausted. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
With under 2 minutes to play, Young had somehow managed to navigate through the NFL's #1 defense and score a touchdown that bordered on the miraculous. Steve Young's scramble was a game-winning score. San Francisco boosted the score to 23-0, but then the roof caved in.
And on the bench, but backup Steve Young kept the Cowboys off balance by relying on the receiving skills of Tom Rathman, number 44. Deadlocked at 14 in the fourth quarter, the Niners finally came alive and took the lead for good. Young fired touchdown passes to tight end Brent Jones, number 84, and a game clincher to Jerry Rice, as San Francisco handed the struggling Cowboys their 6th straight loss of the season. San Francisco took control of the game by the third quarter. Number 89 rookie tight end Wesley Walls caught his first NFL touchdown pass. And relief ace Steve Young pitched 2 more scoring tosses to Jerry Rice and John Taylor.
Back to throw is Young. He's got Taylor at the 35 to the 30. He's to the 25. He breaks the tackle. He'll go.
the first 8 weeks of the season, San Francisco had played the Falcons cold. Quarterback Steve Young lit the fuse for a sizzling third period, completing 10 consecutive passes, including the game-winning touchdown to John Taylor. Young ran for another score to clinch the victory, setting the stage.
With Craig in motion. Young, wide open, it's Jerry Rice. 30, 20, and out of bounds. Finally pushed out by Leonard Smith. That Taylor's so bottom heavy, you can't tackle him. He's very strong. Good low center of gravity. Young. Touchdown.
Running backs, you see him run into Rathman right there. He has nowhere to go, but Flacco does a nice job of blocking. Now watch his speed and quickness, and then he goes for it. Very few quarterbacks in football are so quick they can make those kind of moves.
First and goal, that's a third turnover now, almost in successive possessions for Buffalo. And Jerry Rice has a touchdown. His 16th of the year, leads the NFL.
Third down for San Francisco. A few minutes to go. Young gets away from the sack. Gets away from another sack. Gets the block. First down, out of bounds. Stops the clock after the scramble of 11 yards. Tina Turner celebrating. That was Wallace that got the block that sprung it.
Yeah, it was Steve Wallace on Warren Powers, number 91. Watch it, it's going to happen. Wallace is number 74. He got his leg broken in last year's Super Bowl, but watch him, he's going to block 91 the second time around, right there. And I think Steve Wallace is one of the best tackles in football. He and Bubba Parrish share that left tackle position now.
Today, the 49ers finished their trip to becoming one of the elite teams in the history of the National Football League. You've won your second straight Super Bowl game. The team did it in dominating fashion, as you've done in the playoffs, as you did it throughout the season. You've won your fourth Super Bowl in a decade, even less than a decade.
Here's how you do it, Steve Young. He goes and over top of the linebackers, he looks for Roger Craig, and there he is. 41 yards in the pickup. Craig, 6 receptions for 85 yards, 17 carries, 78 yards. He totaled 163. Then Young finishes things off, second and goal. Brent Jones is open in the end zone. Young finds him, 7-0 49ers. On the next possession, though, things get a little scary for the 49ers. Young fumbles the snap, picks it up, tries to run with it, gets wrestled down, and watch the knee. He is out at least at that point.
Early 7-0 lead. Steve Young to Jerry Rice. Splits the defenders for the leaping catch, 32 yards. But Montana trying to encourage Steve Young and his mates. It worked. Late in the first half, Young to John Taylor, 17-14 Niners at the half. Dan Henning get a little nervous, and you know why. Because the Niners are only waking up. Young to Jerry Rice. See it. You can write it down as 70 yards. Stanley Richard gives chase, but how often do you see Jerry Rice within 20 yards of the end zone and he gets caught? Answer, very few times. He had 9 catches for 150 yards. Young to Rice late. It's no touchdown, but that went 19 yards, setting up a Henderson touchdown. Caught balls in 81 straight games going in, AC with 82. In the first quarter, make it 82 for Rice. Steve Young, Jerry Rice, 50 still in it. Time running out in the fourth quarter. Young to Rice. Watch this. 1, 2, 3 Vikings. Goodbye. 17-14, Minnesota leads it. Jerry Rice, a pair of touchdowns, 85 yards on 4 catches. 7-3. They lead it 10-3 late in the first. Young to number 30, Keith Henderson. Pickup of 9 yards. Who says that Montana's the only one that can run the 2-minute drill for the 49ers? Young to Jerry Rice, 11 yards. Face mask added on. Young to Mike Gerard. A gain of 28 down to the 12-yard line. Young to John Taylor. Touchdown. Key drive for the Niners. Ties it at 10 at the half. It is your basic 23-second drive that goes 60 yards. The Niners take advantage. Young to Jerry Rice. Sammy Lilly, forget it, and guess what? See ya. He could go all the way. And he does. It's a touchdown. 62 yards, 20-10. The Niners lead. Nothing early, but they made it a 20-14 Atlanta lead. In the third quarter, Young to guess who? Jerry Rice. Blow past Tim McKyer. 57-yard touchdown. The PAT is no good. 20 Atlanta. The Niners come back. It's a 33-27 Atlanta lead. Look at Steve Young. He'll get some fans on his team that way.
In my career against Steve Young, it's mostly in my favor, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. When I was with Atlanta, I was a third-string guy. I know Steve Young had no idea who Brett Favre was, but we played out there. I was so impressed by his performance that day. We won the game, but he just would not quit. So from that day forward, I mean, I knew this guy was good. Anytime Steve Young has the ball in his hands, anything can happen.
From his teammates, but Steve Young showed them no sympathy. To Jerry Rice for 11 yards. Then he looks for Tom Rathman. Makes the nice catch. Knocked out of bounds after a 9-yard pickup. Young to Rathman for 8 more yards. Then Young says, forget the short stuff. We're looking at 82, John Taylor. He's got to step on the defender 50 yards down to the 2-yard line. Then from the 2, the rollout. Young to Jerry Rice. Touchdown. And a 9. A couple of BYU quarterbacks, Steve Young, Jim McMahon, starting in this game. First quarter, 3rd and 13. Steve Young steps up, and he finds John Taylor. Nice wing, first possession, touchdown, 7-0 San Francisco. Steve Young can move, Tommy.
Well, he can move, and his ability to avoid the rush always gives him a little extra time to throw the ball. But he also has the poise as he scrambles to his left to find that second or third receiver, throws back across the field to keep Henderson for a 22-yard gain.
Young didn't even throw for 100 yards, but he was sharp as the Niners tried to throw it. Then, still in the first, out of his own end zone, Steve Young. Forget the field goals. I got John Taylor between defenders, and even though Dion is one of the fastest guys in football, he could go all the way. 97 yards, a 49ers record. Young to JT, and it's 7-0 at the half. But on the last play of the half, Steve Young bruises his knee, leaves the game. So it went south, right? No. After Jim Kelly fumbles, Steve Young to Odessa Turner, the former Giant. Look at him pull his way into the end zone. His first catch as a Niner is a touchdown. Sam has 5 TDs on the year. Back comes Steve Young to Mike Sherrard. The seam pattern, Williams, Kirby Jackson collide at 56-yard pickup from Young to Sherrard. 15 seconds to go in the half. Young to JT, John Taylor. Touchdown, 24-13. The 49ers come back. Young to John Taylor. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one. Let him go. He could go all the way. 31-27, San Francisco. Pair of touchdowns for JT.
He's an opener. Against the Giants, Steve Young threw a touchdown pass to Tom Rathman for 2 scores and ran for another in a 31-14 win. The following week, the Niners were back on the road. And in New Orleans, they had to lay down the law of the jungle. Survival of the fittest. Steve Young also showed that beating the Saints is a matter of survival of the fastest.
Young drops back to throw. Some outside pressure from Swilling. He gets away, decides to run to the 25, to the 20, strikes the tackle, up the middle, at the 1-yard line. They stop him just short of a touchdown. What a great run. He split 2 tackles.
Waters' versatility was one reason why the 49ers boasted pro football's most productive offense. Up touchdown runs by Steve Young.
Young to throw. Looks the other way. He's going to run. He should make it. Touchdown 49ers. Young to throw. Sets up. Tucks it in. Runs away to his left. Has some space. He's got lots of room. 35, 30. Stays in bounds. He's to the 20, 15. 1 man to get by. He's to the 5. Carries him into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Oh, what a play. What a play by Steve Young.
Young was virtually unstoppable in this seesaw battle, and after the Rams tied the game again, he drove the Niners 77 yards in 8 plays, enabling Mike Kofer to secure the victory that would improve San Francisco's record to 4-1. Brashley brought their own trophy to Candlestick and sought to crown themselves California champions.
1, 2, 3. Hey, run it up. Yeah. Run it up. You can't humiliate these boys. They brought their trophy in. I know it. That must be to present to us.
The trophy incited a riot of touchdowns, 3 of them by Jerry Rice.
Deep down the right sideline. Rice has it. 45, 40, 30. Is it going to